Hello, this is Required Gaming. This week we are doing Resident Evil Remake. Resident Evil the one.
I'm just saying that they're remaking two. So
there's
only one right now. Hi, we're Required Gaming. This week we're doing Resident Evil 1 Remake. I am HLC Punk.
I am Gur Defense Mode.
I'm Embassy Fate.
And we are terrible at openings.
But Resident Evil Remake, we can just call it that because it's the only remake right now.
Yep.
Hash out that argument quickly.
But it's a required game.
Glad you were mature enough to say you were wrong.
Okay, I just...
Go.
Alright, so Resident Evil was a game that was made that was really, really cool, really different, with really bad voice acting that was awesome.
Horribly awesome.
It's actually kind of fun, like, if you don't care about the content, to just go through and listen to it, because it's hilarious.
In fact, all this stuff was kind of so bad that it had a cult following, but it ended up becoming big enough where they decided, hey, we're going to do a remake of this game, and kind of do it in a better fashion, in a way that we think it'll be a longer lasting kind of experience, and they did that with the release of Resident Evil Remake, which basically took the original game, redesigned it to where like 80% of the content was new, but it felt familiar, which is really weird in a remake.
And those pinnacle moments, the things that were good about the first game was like it's one of the best zombie stories and places, and it's just
they
like
kept
really cool.
the cinematic camera angles.
Right.
That made like the creepy corridor walking crap like really freaking scary and creepy.
Cool bosses,
yeah.
cool like moments, the cool puzzles.
And shit jumping through windows and making you go ah.
Just like that?
Yeah, well, that's how I scream when I'm scared.
They got rid of some of the cheesy horror music and they added like silence in areas where there just needed to be nothing kind of happening. So
yeah, because
like
that's more
it built up
nerve-wracking.
that anticipation, and it added darker hallways, because the first game, it's a scary game, but it's pretty bright. This game was really dark.
Those actual actors that they did for like the opening, they're actual people. That's my favorite
awesome.
part.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
But my favorite part about the remake or Resident Evil in general for one is the mansion. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And the remake, it's gorgeous.
That's my favorite part of like any Resident Evil game I've ever played. I always go back to the first one because I love the mansion.
It's awesome, right?
And the puzzles and all the shit that is in the first game is just so great. And just when they got the remake, I was like, yeah, this fucking awesome. This fucking remake of Resident Evil 1. Best Resident Evil ever because of the mansion. The mansion's the shit.
Yeah, and they made it just gorgeous. Like what you would expect, like this cool mansion would just be.
And they didn't just do that, but they even changed how the zombies kind of acted. Instead of having, just zombies, you'd shoot them, they'd fall over, they'd die, it's over, right? No, they instead took the zombies, you'd shoot them until they fell over, but they would come back to life later as a more horrifying, terrible enemy that was really hard.
Fast and aggressive.
Very fast, very aggressive, very hard to kill.
Unless, in the original time, you burnt them or destroyed their head.
Yeah, you had to blow their head off, or you had to set them on fire.
Which wasn't easy because you had a limited amount of kerosene in the game.
Very limited.
Yes.
So you couldn't kill every enemy in the game that easily, and you're wasting a lot of ammo trying to kill all the other enemies in the process.
Right, because there's not just zombies in Resident Evil.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Wolfy dogs and crows that eat you.
Hunters, chimera,
Sharks.
Snakes.
Snakes.
I know everybody's
But I mean, it set up a lot of different scenarios too. One of the big ones is the whole Lisa Trevor thing, which was a thing that was kind of written outside the game, but then they put it into the original game and built up on how there was this little girl who was like mutating into this like horrifying creature, and was still kind of conscious of who she was and what she was doing. Very horrifying, and just you could hear the echoes of her screeching in different areas. That was just like terrifying.
That's the part where you come across her in that shed, right?
Yeah.
that was horrible.
Yeah.
You can't kill them. You
No.
can't die.
No, you just run.
And
That's it.
Resident Evil's known for that, and it's one of the things that like are really scary to me is like enemies that you can't kill. You just gotta like deal
you
with.
just gotta run. You gotta deal with it.
And that's to me really scary.
That and it's the whole picking and choosing of when to run versus when to fight. Because I mean, you can't kill everything. You just can't. Damn cat.
No way. Your cat better stay that way. I'm sorry. That's, like, that's probably really confusing to anyone who's watching that.
My cat's passing out. She's scared of cats.
Yes.
Yeah.
There.
Now he's eyeballing her from behind the chair.
I know, it's scary. We're talking about scary stuff.
Resident Evil Kitty. The remake. In HD.
Rare.
Oh god, that's I'm scared, man, because you guys don't act like you're scared. You're like, I'm like, oh.
All the locations you kind of visited and are good. It doesn't just take place in the mansion. You go outside into a courtyard. You go into this cabin.
I hate the courtyard.
That's in the back.
I hate the cabin.
You hate the cabin?
That's where I ran across that chick that I didn't like, that she wouldn't die.
Oh,
Lisa.
no.
Lisa.
Oh, there's another cabin.
Oh, there's another. Oh, yeah,
The
other
one with
cabin.
the plant.
That's not the one I'm thinking about. Oh, the
Oh.
one with the plant?
Yeah, the one with the plant. And
The
it's
one
got
you had to put the
That's
chemicals
the
in the
sharks.
thing and do the thing and the
What
thing.
about that place
No,
with
that's a
that
different one.
weird
Yeah,
coffin
there's two
thing that you
plants.
gotta bring down? I think that's scary.
Oh, that's like in the basement outside.
Yeah,
the
I don't
house,
like
yeah.
that. That's scary.
You gotta bring down the coffin in the first
With the
Crimson Head.
masks?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's where you go down in the thing
Yeah.
and
I've seen him play
you
that
gotta
way
put the
too much,
mask.
obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
You
Like
play
you sit there and
too
the blood's falling out of the coffin,
Ugh.
and you're like, each mask you put in, you're like, what's in this coffin? I
Right.
love that. The puzzles were a lot more dangerous in this game too. Like there's an actual fear for your life in this game because there was areas where you had to like push statues and the walls would be closing in on you, and you had to do the puzzle quickly because if you didn't,
You became a Jill sandwich.
exactly.
Oh crap! That was great.
But it kept some of that same old dialogue, which was familiar, and it was kind of like an homage to how
Yeah.
cheesy and crappy the dialogue
But-
was back in the day.
It set up and created these characters that you're gonna see throughout Resident Evil, like Chris and Jill especially.
Oh yeah,
Did I say Jill?
yeah.
Yeah.
Chris.
Sorry, I lost my.
Your brain just like fucked itself in that.
Jacked off for a second. I was like, wait, no.
Yeah, Chris and Jill, who are the mainstays. It's got Barry, and it still keeps the option of whether or not you can kill Barry. It's got Rebecca, who's one of my favorite characters.
Bad guys in like the universe of bad guys.
Wesker, who's a great bad guy. But just all the different locales and all the different
I'm sorry,
monsters and enemies and whatnot are just super, super fun.
Yeah.
I don't think we should be telling you this. I think you should just know. I'm sorry. This is a great game.
Yeah.
It's really fun.
If you're one of these newer people to the franchise, like Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 and whatnot, those games don't even compare to this game. In my opinion, it's a no contest. Resident Evil 1 remake is the best definitive Resident Evil until the remake of 2 comes out, then who knows? Like,
Yeah, because that's going to be exciting, because that's where you get the next staple characters like
Claire and Leon, who are also awesome characters. So.
Right.
You heard about that, right? Capcom finally officially announced. It wasn't that thing I showed you before.
No, yeah, I heard. I'm just trying not to pee.
Oh.
I told you to just pee.
Yeah, you should just
But
peed
not in
before
the
we
middle.
started.
Well, that was then. This is now.
Yeah.
And I
You're
can
not
hold
giving
it.
us input except for the fact that you have to pee.
Yeah, you gotta give input.
That's input.
Into
I said
the toilet.
things and stuff.
We're talking.
Well,
Say more things and stuff, Harold.
okay, I will.
Alright.
Like, I need a beer.
I said you could have got up and get a beer. I just said you take too long to pee. Like we've been done with the entire video by the time you got done peeing.
Okay, how did this switch to me now? This is a video about Resident Evil HD Remake 1. Resident Evil 1 HD Remake.
This is the best video we've ever
And
done.
we like shifted to me having to pee. Go back to the game.
Okay.
Talk about that.
you're waving your arms around like a maniac.
Okay.
Limited ammo, tons of fun weapons to mess around with.
Bunch of green plants for health, which you never use.
Right, I just kill myself. Also,
even if you're about to die, you're like, no, fuck that plant. I don't want to use that.
well, you just keep going.
He doesn't want to get addicted to them or
Yeah,
anything.
you
You know?
don't want to keep
That makes sense.
keep on trucking. When you beat the game too, you get all these other modes. You get like one dangerous zombie where one of the characters from your team comes to life as a zombie, and if he touches you, it'll blow you up, and it's game over.
Blow you up?
It'll blow you up. It's game over.
I actually didn't know that. That's
It's
hilarious.
really, really funny, really, really awesome, and really, really you can't shoot him either. Like if he
No way.
yeah, if you shoot him or he touches you, you die. Like that's it.
Crazy.
Real survivor mode where you don't have the chests don't link together, so you
Right.
can't grab items out of any chest. You have to strategically put items in different
I was
chests.
just about to ask
Really, I
about
didn't
that.
know that.
Oh, dude,
Yeah.
that mode's crazy fun. Like,
Nice.
it's so hard. And then invisible zombie mode, which is terrifying because
It
invisible.
just sounds terrifying.
Yeah, it's
I don't
actually
even
all
wanna
the
think
enemies
about
are
that.
invisible. Like it's so terrible to play through.
Oh, that's
But
that's
it
cool.
is kind of fun, and I've seen a speed run where somebody actually plays through it like
No.
super no problem.
I couldn't even do it once. That's
Or
scary.
trying to play through the whole game and just with the knife. Terrible. Never been able to do it. Love doing it though because it's just fun and stupid to do.
Yeah, it gives you a lot to do in the remake. It gives a lot of replayability. And it is a big game. You would think, oh, just this mansion and playing it and stuff, but for some reason it's so in depth.
Yeah, if you don't know where you're going, it could take you like
Forever.
7 to 10 hours.
Yeah, you're literally
confused. I'm always confused.
You're all over the place in this game. You like start out in a mansion, you go out in the courtyard. There's these underground places that there's like
Yeah.
a few different ones. There's cabins out there, and you're always coming back to the mansion to do
But
shit
you
there.
gotta get stuff and do other puzzles and do
Yeah,
stuff.
you
you're
gotta
always
find other
looking-
items that you can only unlock from doors where you gotta go to this other place to get a key, then you gotta come back to the mansion to go to this whole other part you
Yeah.
couldn't get to before.
To me, that's something that, like, I understand the survival action horror that's going on now, but that's something that's missing. Like, that, to me, Silent Hill and Resident Evil and stuff was the fact that finding where to go next was like a big thing.
And once
like,
you got into that room you couldn't
like-
get into, you're like super excited to see what was going to happen next.
yeah,
And
you were half excited, half not wanting to
terrified.
keep
Yeah,
going.
like you're half terrified about it too, which was so much fun. And that's something you don't get out of survival horror anymore.
Remembering all those little things that you saw and things that
Yeah.
you could use and like
The last game that really did that was Dead Space because it was you were running around.
you're an errand
space,
boy.
Yeah.
I mean, and people complain about that, but honestly, that's what gave it that survival horror feel again of continuing.
yeah, go
to-
here and do this, and you're here doing this, and you didn't
Mayhem.
know what doors you were going to open up and what was going to be in
Yeah.
those doors, and that's what made it so fun.
Yeah.
So, Resident Evil Remake, that was an odd video.
Hey, it's an odd game.
It is an odd game, that's for sure.
I mean, like I said though, the remake's amazing, but if you don't know anything about the original for fun, I would just
Yeah,
like Google some of the
remake
story.
is by far way better than the original.
It's the required
But
game if you want to play the game.
if you want to play the game and have fun, this is the game you got to play. But for shits and giggles,
right,
you need to check out the original too because honorary mention.
yeah,
It's just a lot of fun to hear really bad voice acting, and
Oh, yeah.
it's like
even
playing
if you
through
don't
a
play
B
through
movie.
it, like just YouTube it and like
Yeah,
see some
watch
of the
some of
stuff
the
that-
funny scenes and whatnot.
and
Just fall in love with the characters, fall in love with the story, fall in love with the game. It's a great game. It's a dark game.
and it is still scary to this day. It's
Yeah,
still
it can
nerve wracking.
be
Your
really
first
terrifying and nerve
go
wracking.
through, you're still gonna get scared.
You're not
I
going
think.
to know what to expect, and you can trigger different things in the mansion to where the same things are going to always happen.
Right.
So
like that weird fucking extra cutscene you showed me.
yeah.
I never saw that before.
Yeah, and then like you can actually set it up to where you kill zombies and they don't break through a door in one area, or you kill the zombies and then they still break through a door in an area. Like it's really weird how they had it all set up to where
Yeah, because they go
different
through doors
actions
in
you
this
take,
one, right?
yeah, they'll break through doors and stuff.
In
So
the
you
original,
gotta,
they don't, but
Yeah.
in this one they do. So that's extra horrifying because you're not safe when you get into another room.
yeah. So you don't know if a door's gonna open up or not too. So I mean, you still got that going on.
And the first one was always my favorite. I
think it's the romance of that mansion.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, that mansion just triggers something where it's just so
weird and random, and you're like the mystery of it.
Yeah, it's the mystery. Like everything about it just makes you want to explore. It makes you want to fucking get deeper into this mystery of what's going on.
And it goes good with the story too. That it's the first time they know anything about this.
Yeah.
Like not counting like Zero and Code Veronica's and stuff. Like this is the first time you hear the story. This is the first time they hear of anything. You're going into this giant kind of like creepy, empty, weird mansion.
Blind and people are dead. Like that's it.
Right. And then everything's coming back to life and trying to kill you.
Yeah.
And to me, that's like an incredible zombie story because when you get this, you get like post-apocalyptic and all kinds of stuff like that. But this isn't. This isn't like that normal zombie feel. It gave you a zombie story and something so weird and something so confined as like a mansion that's covered in zombies. Like
it set the standard for zombie in the modern era. Like Resident Evil determined.
This was before zombies.
Yeah,
cool.
before zombies were cool. Resident Evil set the standard for what the zombie was gonna be.
Right.
And that's what made it such a great game. And it was the fans like us who loved it so much. And I'm sure there are plenty of people making zombie movies now who experienced this before.
Yeah.
And it became what it is today.
Even a lot of survival horror games and everything that create franchises and just created what the genre was for survival horror.
Yeah.
It's sad that a lot of that got lost.
Yeah, Shinji Mikami did a great thing, and I'm glad that he's moved on with Evil Within and whatnot to kind of give us that classic horror experience in a new generation.
Because it kind of got lost.
It did get lost.
And
real bad.
It's sad because that's why the remake's so good too and required is because you get the newer experience with that older feel.
And it's nice that Capcom is taking note and they announced Resident Evil 2 remake because that's something we've been wanting for a long time.
Yeah, I saw something small on it, so I'm hoping that's like the real thing.
I'm hoping it does well enough to where they kind of take note to it and decide, you know what, maybe we should bring this kind of back to what it was.
Or you Nemesis
Yeah,
too,
they should.
I love 3.
Or even remake Nemesis because that's a really fun game too.
Yeah, the first 3 are awesome.
So, yeah, definitely check that game out.
Yeah.
Well, I'm Good Defense Mode.
I'm HLC Punk.
I'm Moosey Fate. Check us out on Twitter at Required Gaming and Facebook, Required Gaming.
Good Defense Mode, Twitch.tv.
HLC Punk, I got my own YouTube channel. Check that out.
Yeah. Watch us make stupid videos, have fun playing games, and just bullshit with us on the internet.
Yeah, get a hold of us anytime.
Yeah, we want to hear your comments, your complaints. We want to argue with you, too, because, you know...
Oh, I don't want to. I ain't got time for that.
Hey, I know you people don't agree with all of our decisions and
What
what's
do you
required.
mean by you people? I'm gonna...
This video's over. Go get a beer.
This video's over!
Well, fine. I'm gonna pee first, though, because
Finally.
if I drink, I fucking won't have no room.
We're awesome.
Plus 10 to bad sentences.